I cannot go 1 month without playing a roguelike. This week's game is a short one, but it has potential to be a great one. A little rough around the edges, but it's a good one, trust me. This week is Brew. Brew is an action roguelike from Snowleaf Studios. The game was released onto Steam in November 2025 and retails for $20. I would like to give a shout out to Snowleaf Studios for the key. I really do appreciate it. You play as a little mouse that has been pitifully invited to the Alcyon Alchemy Academy. This world's most renowned alchemist school, not necessarily based on merits, but because you broke the record for the most failed attempts at the entrance test. The aim of the game is to unironically silence the haters and become the best alchemist around. The characters are a little wonky, with no real depth. They feel like drop-ins, and for the most part I blew through the conversations. Brew fills out the entire generic roster of characters, like the engineer who's like the nerd, you have the antisocial one, you have the smug rich kid, you have the mentor-esque teachers, you have the abrasive one. The game fills out its characters with gifting them items and they reward you with new badges and potions. Mastering movement with the mouse, jumping, aiming a gun, and potion making. Potions require ingredients, and ingredients can be gathered while taking the exam. These items can be combined into a potion that can be drunk, thrown, or loaded directly into the player's main component, the potion gun. The potion usage is implemented so incredibly well. The most fun I had playing Brew was figuring out the potion strategy. At every turn, I was trying to figure out what potions would work in each scenario. If there were lots of enemies, we would want to use the fire potion because it causes a larger explosion. If we want enemies to disperse, then we use the water potion to disperse them. If we want higher mobility, then we would use the air potion. It all really works so well that it makes the combat more addictive than I thought it would. Brew's exam rooms are segmented like every roguelike, where you break up the combat with shops, challenge areas, upgrade rooms, and such. Things like critical hit chance, poison, smite, lightning, chance to dodge, and they usually give a helpful amount of percentages. Before the third exam, I could have been compared to a god. I had smite chance, crit chance, and poison chance maxed out. Along the way, the player will collect medallions so they can use on campus grounds to unlock all those sweet permanent roguelite upgrades. The shop has new potions and new rooms to access, while a crystal ball has permanent combat upgrades using experience you passively gain by defeating enemies during the exam. There's a lot to grind for in Brew, but the amount of content does not reciprocate the need to grind for the ability to reload faster. Each exam room has a distinct atmosphere, along with the variant enemy types that match the theme. The cogwork shield guy from the engineering exam is replaced with a giant wooden druid that tries to corral you with vine barriers. The herbology exam is by far my favorite. Sprouting vines and trees that run alongside clear, untouched rivers that run through the castle is incredibly serene. The dialogue between the characters is a bit wonky. Characters will speak, but the protagonist would just give a creepy little stare, a nod of approval, or an odd, shocked expression. There are also issues with the camera when approaching walls and in cutscenes, where the character model would just cause the camera to shift inside the character's head. Brew is $20 for, at most, a 2-hour game right now. There is stuff to grind for, but it doesn't feel worth it to do it. I am optimistic about the roadmap. I think, at its core, the game is extremely fun. I had a lot of fun experimenting with the different potions and how it challenged my combat skills. Upgrades feel meaningful and help push experimentation. The enemies, bosses, the end boss are all really fun to fight, but they are not really that challenging. The cutscene animations are stiff, and the camera can sometimes get wonky when in the exam rooms. If you tell me that Brew is on sale, I would tell you to pick it up. It's a little rough around the edges, but I think it is a fun video game that deserves your attention.